I just wanted to tell you I put myself back on a dating app. Here's what I'm doing differently. I'm just saying I'm doing differently. Is I am not looking for matches. I am waiting for the matches to come to me, right? So then if they like me, and it's only on one app, it's a free app. If they like me and I think it's a match, I'll like them back. And then I wait for them to do the conversation. I wait for them to start. It's like crickets. They don't start. I'm not starting the conversation, people. It's kind of like if you open the door for me. No, wait, that's a bad analogy. It's kind of like if you wave to me and I wave back, you're waving to me because you want to start a conversation, I would think, but you're not. You're just hanging out. I don't care. I'm just going to wait.
And this decade's post-wall smashing queen who is implementing the mime dating strategy can continue to wait like if she were a mannequin in a department store window. That strategy is about as effective as trying to catch a bear using a mousetrap. Ladies, do I have to say why?
How come? Tell me why! Say it! Say it!
It's because the guys she is attracted to have options. They only say the minimum to see which one of those dating app profile fishes is going to take the bait. Okay, I am not saying this over 40 queen should be desperate. What I am saying is she needs to realize she is competing with other women in her age range or younger for the top 20% of the men on those dating apps. And playing possum isn't the best way to go when other women at her SMV or higher are actually putting in effort to look like anything else other than a plank of wood. I mean, it may be a silly thought, but maybe she isn't going to attract a man like she did in her 20s. But I could be wrong.
Erroneous! Erroneous! Erroneous on both counts.
Oh, Lord. Moving on.
I have to admit, dating in South Florida is not for the weak, but I do a few things differently right now that help me feel great about myself, even after a mediocre date. First of all, limit drinking. You don't want to embarrass yourself on a first date, or you don't want to end up in his house. I try not to go on drink dates as a first date because we will be drinking there, and we don't want that. I rather just have normal conversation. Second, and it's so important, do not pretend to be somebody you're not. You don't have to be louder, funnier, sexier in order for him to like you. This is his job and his time to shine. So sit back and enjoy the show. Third, go on this date for yourself. This is not a competition if he's gonna like you or not. Just like mentally put him on a friend zone and see what he's going to do to get out of that friend zone. So you can just relax and enjoy. It's so important to enjoy yourself on the first date.
Thanks, son. This sounds like a solid entry from a book that could be titled Tales from the Carousel. This woman who is still dating in South Florida, a decade post-wall, smashing, thinks the dating rules from her 20s still apply. That taco more than likely already transitioned into roast beef. Yeah, I agree. Dating women like this is not for the weak, but for different reasons. Okay, her advice. Limit drinking. Because she doesn't want to end up at his place. Yeah, men know that women will decide that within the first 5 to 15 minutes of meeting him, regardless of alcohol content. Next, don't pretend to be someone you're not. Oh, don't worry about that one. I'm confident he will know exactly who you are within the first 20 minutes of conversation. Next, put him in the friend zone. Sheesh, girl, who you trying to kid here? Women only do that to average Joes. If he is a top 20% man, you will automatically put him in the oh yes zone and just give him a chance to mess that up. Something tells me she wasn't 100% honest with all her advice. But then again, who would want to take advice from a veteran carousel writer?
How dare you?
Moving on.
If there's one advice I could give anyone who is dating right now and who wants to be in a long-term relationship, wants to be married, this is the one advice I would give to you. So for some context, I'm 40 years old. When I was 33, I had a conversation with my cousin who knew I wanted to get married, have more kids. And she said, if you want to be in a serious relationship with somebody, date seriously. Date seriously. When I was 27, I was online dating for some time. And I know it's the hype right now, but back then it wasn't like the thing that people would do, or it was like kind of taboo. I didn't take the online dating as seriously as I should because maybe if I did, I would be married now. Who knows? The thing about online dating is it opens up a whole world of possible people you could be with rather than back in the day when you would meet somebody maybe at the grocery store or at work or down the street. And when I was online dating, I was treating it like it was a sport. even if I was interested in somebody, the next day, the next morning, maybe I would have 5 new messages or whatever. And I'd be like, oh, okay, that person's cuter or that person's getting my attention. And I did that for years and years and years until now I am in the age that I am and not married when I would like to be.
Okay, in her 20s, she was a serial dater and went for the attention of the cute guys.
Him, her, him, bodies.
Yeah, she kind of told the internet she was all over Chad and Tyrone back in the day. Ladies, take note as men repeat this piece of advice over and over. You should use your 20s to lock down the best man who will be a good provider so in your later years, you don't find yourself on the discount shelves of the modern dating market. Listen, I don't want to sound cruel. I just spit facts and drop real dating advice in an effort to help with the roast beef rescue. Ladies, it may shock you, but the bulk of my male viewers would say this queen has got more mileage than a Transit City bus, even if it may not be 100% accurate. Perception is a powerful agent, ladies, and just like the bulk of you use said agent to discard men as dusties, that goes both ways, as men will use that same superpower to discard women as cresties. Hey, have your fun. Go on those hot girl summers. Be with Pookie and Ray Ray. They fine. But then don't be surprised when you are middle-aged, alone, and wanting to give those corny guys a shot now.
I did eventually settle down, and from the ages of 33 to 38, I was in a serious relationship that ended up ending, but it has lingered on for longer than it should. So finally this year when I was like, okay, I want to be serious about dating, I want to be serious about meeting somebody, I just needed to change the way I date. Going back to the advice my cousin gave me, if you really want something and if you're serious about dating and things, be serious about it. Don't treat it like a sport. Don't go to the next. Like, take your time, get to know somebody. If they're not the fit for you, do not waste time. Move on from some red flags that you may be like, oh, maybe, no, maybe. You know, we all know when it's not right and we force things along. So if it's not right, just move on. Don't waste time. Don't be like me. Don't stay in a relationship that you were kind of like, and then continue it for years and years and then wake up. Because telling somebody you're 40 as a woman and you want to date and you want to have more kids, they laugh at you. They laugh at you.
Note she said in her mid to late 30s, she was in a serious relationship, but the guy never offered her the championship wedding ring. It's almost like he wanted a type of permanent situationship. Ladies, the older you get, the harder it's going to be to find a man who is a good provider that is going to put a ring on it. She found out now in her 40s to not ride the carousel and find Mr. Goodman. Yeah, unfortunately for her, those men are likely not going to wife her up now that her SMV is lower. Now that the wall showed no mercy on her with each and every brick. And she said, walk away from those red flags. Sister, did it occur to you that your serial dating lifestyle was the biggest red flag out there? I mean, those bad boys that blow winning women's backs out are the ones laughing when those women claim they deserve better.
Fatality.
Flawless victory.
Moving on.
Dating for the very first time at 43, obviously I had a lot to learn. And so I started following a lot of dating coaches. Now, what I found is that you really have to take what they say with a grain of salt, because dating coaches most often are people who have had good or bad experiences and they like talking about dating. So they get out there and they give their unsolicited opinion about any number of things. And what you're going to find if you listen to enough of them is that all of their advice contradicts. For example, you'll have people that say, if a guy's not texting you frequently, clearly he's not interested. Another one will say, it's not normal for somebody to text you when they don't know you a lot, and it creates a false sense of intimacy. Or you're going to have somebody say, if a guy introduces you to his friends and family too soon, that means he's love bombing. Well, another one says a red flag is if he won't introduce you to his friends and family right away, because that shows interest. So those are just a couple of many examples from dating coaches that I've seen, and there are a zillion of them that all say all of these different things.
Yeah, that sounds about par for the course when it comes to the bulk of female dating coaches for women. But not limited to that, you will find the bulk of male dating coaches who are praised by women are usually men who spoon feed the females what their fifis want to hear rather than giving them helpful advice. i.e., they feed into their egos in order to fill their pockets with call me a queen because I deserve better money. It's been said before that a lot of those female dating coaches are single, and the few who have the championship wedding ring spout out advice for women to snag up a millionaire while they are married to a blue-collar worker. Let's be honest for a hot minute. Why would a female dating coach who is with a high-value rich man have to sell her secrets via a $49.99 self-help course with an additional $50 mastery level book? You don't see Elon selling his rocket designs for $20 a pop, do you?
Now that's a lot of damage.
Here's the thing. You need to follow your gut. It is really good to be aware of specific red flags, and it's okay to kind of dive into that world. This is what I found. Your mileage may vary, but it's okay to dive into the dating coach world. Just kind of reserve judgment and don't leap too quickly into taking everything that they say as the gospel. Some of them can also be very, very harsh. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of women are listening to these coaches and either they're getting confused or some of these coaches are just giving really bad advice. And so people are not ending up in relationships because not only is dating hard enough to begin with, but then you have these coaches giving bad advice, and it can really, in my experience or in my observation, can mess up a lot of things. So anyway, take it with a grain of salt, follow your gut, be smart, do look for genuine red flags, but don't let some dating coach convince you that something is a red flag when it's not, or vice versa.
How about instead of following your gut, you take the time to actually understand the men you are attracted to and become the woman they want by their side? How far have Western women fallen when they decide that becoming traditional women like their grandmothers is not the way to land a traditional man like their grandfathers? That 304-flation is strong. I mean, ladies, if you are taking dating advice from a woman who is perpetually single, why do you think her way is going to get you the championship wedding ring? That's like asking a spendaholic how to save up money for retirement. Oh, let me guess. If the dating coach has a built-in taco and relates to your feels, that automatically qualifies her advice as grade A. Sweethearts, does that mean if she jumps face first into a cactus field, you are going to follow in suit with a running start? Ladies, at the end of the day, it's your choice. You can only blame yourselves for making it. Make the right one, at least. I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.